for a moment, the time they had unhandcuffed me, I was able to get I had an iPod in my pocket, so I got a little 360-degree panoramic view of the inside of that trailer. They found it, and seemed to be upset that I was doing something with that iPod.
That's you're doing great.
Right.
It's good.
Wait a second, another car is coming. Oh,
Okay.
it's Park Ranger.
Alright. Well, aber das war super. Sehr gut. Very good. Sollen wir laufen lassen? Ich würde ihn gerne noch ein bisschen dazu sagen lassen.
Ja, vielleicht gibt es jetzt Probleme mit den Genehmigungen.
Ach so, ja. Aber das ist auch. Sorry, Robert, we're gonna ask them to
be a bit quiet.
Magst du kurz?
Ja, wir müssen wir müssen eher auf die Sonne warten.
Die beiden von vorher können bestimmt auch gut übersehen, dass wir nicht so weit fahren.
Wir lassen uns auf die Sonne kurz warten. Let's wait for the sun anyway.
We want to ask you for the task you think about walking through the area. You know, walking from the border to as a, you know, like kind of dressed up. So we want to ask you about that, and also how you view yourself, like in that what you're doing. Okay, so we're gonna ask you that when we have someone by.
Leave one of these windows open, or in the back? Are they?
No.
Huh?
Is it hot in there?
You can.
I'm getting a nice breeze when
I have.
When you have both open.
Do it. No problem.
Oh, that's probably good. Sieht auch aus, ja? 5 Minuten noch. Oder?
Ja.
Gut, das wird gut. Wir stören doch voll die anderen, die denken sich so. Oder? Denken sich wahrscheinlich so, fahren wir lieber wieder. You ready?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's better.
yeah, it's good.
Okay,
Very
come out
good.
a bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay. We don't know how long we're gonna have quiet, so I will ask you. You told us about a task you wanted to do with like walking. Can you tell us that on camera?
A lot of what I've been doing is trying to understand how other people who are facing these border issues feel, and I just try to maybe kind of conjure up their feelings and get into a costume and really be who those people are and live that way. I've gone through a lot of these checkpoints and explored a lot of that. I ran into a what I believe was a migrant from Mexico coming along the border with a couple black jugs of water and begging for a ride to either Tucson or Mexico or asking, I mean Tucson or Phoenix, and asking for a ride there, and made me want to go down to the Mexican border and walk back to that area of town, or that area of the desert. Yeah. I wanted to wear the same outfits that the migrants wear and carry the water that they do, and try to really feel what struggles they're going through. I know I wouldn't feel the same struggles. I wanted to walk the highway and hide in the bushes when officials would come along and just try to understand what they're going through when they're making this migration back to the U.S.
And what do you think? How will the Border Patrol react to that?
Well, if they don't see me, then they won't react. I guess it would be if I messed up or did something like that. I imagine they would probably see me because that area is crawling with Border Patrol agents in it. When I actually went back to pick up that migrant, I wanted to bring him through a checkpoint at that time. We didn't see him anymore. I think he was probably caught by the Border Patrol. And I think probably the odds of being caught along there are fairly high, because that area is just crawling with Border Patrol agents and sensors, I've heard, to detect migrants going through there. And if the Border Patrol doesn't catch them, the Pima County Sheriff is there, and there's reports of them catching people in the newspapers every week.
And
I see them along the streets at the Circle K and on the other side of the road, caught, stopped, and arrested for what I believe is being undocumented people.
and you're taking a very maybe comedian or humorous turn on this tragedy, kind of like you have your way of turning this into a comedian kind of side. Can you tell us if you feel more like an activist or if you feel more like a comedian, and how that relates to this whole situation for you?
Maybe when I'm doing it, it may look comical. A lot of it, I think, is more serious than is on the surface. I really want to live that way, and maybe I look out of place in those characters, but I can truly feel the way they are treated sometimes. I don't. Maybe that comes off as a comedy, or when I put on a different outfit or do something. It might be funny in some ways, but there's a little more heart in it than just a surface comedy.
And please, last question, please tell us about your YouTube channel, and also which, you had this video on with where they're smashing your window. Please tell us about your YouTube channel and about how many clicks that video got.
The Pine Valley video on it's on on my I think it's under Robert Trudell or TP Outpost is the YouTube channel. It got maybe 1,100,000 hits so far. I think a lot of that was due to the blaze. They had posted that when I first got my media back.
Sorry, let's just repeat
Do it
that
again.
because you were blank there, but that's okay.
1 second for the sun.
And if you say the Pimer, the one,
Huh?
say the one with the window smashed, because then people will know which one is meant, because they don't know the area maybe, and then they will relate to it.
That's right, 1 minute.
And maybe you can include, when you talk about that, you can include what you think, what you think are the consequences if a video gets that many clicks, for example. You could say that, but you don't have to, just if you think about it. Okay? Können wir es nicht ohne die Sonne machen?
Da kommt sie garantiert mittendrin raus.
Oh ja, okay. Sonne da, jetzt kommt wieder ein Augenblick. Hörst du noch? Nee, gell? Ich schalte raus. Okay. So, back to the video and your YouTube channel.
Yeah, I have a YouTube channel that's under my name, Robert Trudell. It's also at TP Outpost. I had one video, and as my coworkers and I kind of expected, it would grab a lot of attention when we did have a smashing window scene, and it got attention of the Blaze, which is run by.
Sorry, you can start again. No.
The video where my window was smashed got a lot of attention, mostly when it first got reviewed by the Blaze, and what am I talking about?
It's okay. It's
Uh-huh.
okay.
Just how your video got so famous.
Uh-huh.
What's that crazy guy? Fox News, his name anyway.
You don't have to
Yeah, I
drop
know.
names.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Just
Yeah, my coworkers and I expected if I did get my window smashed, it would get a lot of attention, and it did, with over 1 million hits so far. I think it's shocking to a lot of people. It didn't really shock me when it happened. Because I'd been trying so hard to get it to happen for a while. So, a lot of people think I look nonchalant or whatever when I get out of the vehicle, and I'm smiling because I was just excited. After 2 months of hard work, I finally got what I wanted when I quit trying. And I think a lot of what I do is I learn by mistakes, and a lot of what I do is I just kind of stumble onto things by mistakes and get things when I don't expect them, but I keep trying, and then when I do get something, it's usually unexpected. And for this, I guess, for capturing a window smashing scene, for me was a success. It didn't. I would have given the agent who broke my windows some kind of bonus if it was me. A lot of people are angry at them breaking the window, but it gave me a inside tour of the Department of Homeland Security's workings, and I wanted to experience that because I had a friend who was stuck in there for years after they should have let him go, and they did release him to my custody while they were still trying to deport him, and it gave me maybe a feeling of what it was like in there. Gave me a feeling of what it was like inside the facility. But for me, it was maybe easier than other people, because I knew even after they took everything I owned and set me on the street, I knew I could start fresh where other people, maybe aliens, couldn't do the same.
Sorry, Robert.
Yeah,
That was
that's the,
thanks.
watch out.